You believe you won. You believe that by slaying the demigods, by standing on the ash, by staring into the fractured heart of a dead god, you accomplished something. You think the nightmare is over. You are the Elden Lord. That is the lie. The throne is cold. The world is silent. And the victory was an illusion. The nightmare has only just found a new, warmer home. You see, the great runes were not keys. They were not fragments. Those are such clean, simple, safe words. They are scabs, picked from a divine wound. And underneath them, something is still festering. What if the Elden Ring story isn't a tragedy? What if it's a possession, a story of a parasite looking for a new host? And you went and collected them all. Look at Godrick. You called him pathetic, a coward, hiding behind his stolen limbs. You were right, but you never asked why. What did you think drove him to it? He held a rune of pure golden legacy, trapped in the body of a sniveling runt. It hated him. It loathed its vessel. The grafting wasn't his idea. It was a gnawing compulsion. The rune, screaming in his skull, demanding a better body. It whispered to him in the dark, in the voices of the golden lineage, telling him he wasn't good enough, that he was weak. It showed him images of Godfrey, of dragons, of strength. And it told him, build us a better home. He stitched and he sawed and he stapled, weeping not in madness but in terror. He was a living sacrifice, a desperate, bloody attempt to build a throne worthy of the thing he swallowed. You didn't kill a king. You put down a rabid dog, tortured by its own crown. And Rykard. Oh, Rykard knew. He knew what the rune was. He knew it was a mouth. He knew it wanted to consume. So he found something that could out-consume it. He didn't feed the rune to the serpent. He introduced them. He offered his own flesh as the wedding bed, the site of the unholy marriage. That thing you fought in the lava, that writhing, fleshy palace of gluttony. That was the sound of two abominations celebrating their union. It wasn't pain he felt, it was ecstasy, a final, total release from self. When it whispers, "Together," that is not a plea. It is a boast. It is the wet, gurgling sound of 1,000 consumed souls, all screaming from inside a single, endless stomach that has just learned a new name. But that is a simple horror, a horror of flesh. It pales. It pales before the cosmic horror of Caelid, Radahn, the great star scourge. His mind was shattered by Malenia's rot. You know this. So, who was holding back the stars? You fought a husk tarnished, a rotting, mindless corpse, animated by a single screaming impulse. The great rune inside him was a phantom limb that still believed it was at war. His will was dead, but its echo remained, a divine spasm forcing his dead muscles to fight. And fight. And fight. Can you imagine it? The sheer, unending agony, trapped in his own body, his mind a red haze, hearing only the roar of his own madness and the screech of the stars that hate him for holding them captive. He was a puppet, dancing on the strings of a power he could no longer command. You did not grant him a warrior's death. You just turned the puppet off. And Malenia, let go of the lie, the sweet, noble lie that she was fighting the rot. The rot is her rune, the indomitable will you admired. That was just the other face of the infection. Her entire life was an incubation. The will wasn't fighting the plague. It was building the nest. It was the instinct that told the spider to spin its web. Her will kept her alive, kept her body strong, kept her perfect, right up until the moment she was ready to bloom. Miquella's needle wasn't a cure. It was just a pause button that the infection allowed her to press, to save the new goddess for a more dramatic entrance. And in her desperation, in her final glorious battle with you, she bloomed. That was not a transformation. It was a rupture, a beautiful septic bursting. The goddess of rot is not a person. It is the name a disease gives itself when it has finally perfectly hollowed out its host. You come to the twins, the omen, born in shadow, born accursed. From that shared darkness, two perfect strains of madness grew. Morgott, his loyalty was a sickness, a mental lesion. His rune, the very anchor of the order, found a zealot. It didn't just amplify his faith, it calcified it. It sealed his mind shut. He is the ultimate irony, an outcast who loves his cage. He is the bars. He is the golden order, in all its decaying, hypocritical, self-devouring glory. He's a guard dog, barking at a grave, protecting a master that is long, long dead, and his brother, Mohg. Mohg did not find solace in a dead god. He heard a different voice, a wet, dripping sound from a crack in the world. He communed with the formless mother, a tumor in the fabric of reality. His rune is a conduit, a line for that thing to whisper through. His palace isn't a holy site, it's a ritual chamber, echoing with the wet, tearing sounds of his work. His blood flame is the lifeblood of an outer god. His obsession with Miquella, that was not his plan. He was a surgeon following the bloody instructions of an inhuman intelligence. His love was a violation. His dynasty was a ritual of impregnation, trying to birth a new screaming god from a stolen, unwilling child. You gathered them, one by one, the screaming rune of a puppet, the festering rune of a plague, the gluttonous rune of a union, the obsessive rune of a fanatic, the violating rune of a priest. You took them all. You put them inside yourself. You think you are an Elden Lord. You think you have a choice. The next time you crush a rune arc, feel that power surge, that warmth. Stop and listen. Can you hear them? All those voices, all those hungers, all those sicknesses, all living together in the same warm, dark place, all inside you. That hand on your controller, that hand that just won the game. Are you sure it's still your hand? You haven't finished the game. You have simply become the board, and they are just getting comfortable.